I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. Stories of Stars joins us. Hi.
Hello.
And this is the first time that I've asked for a guest to come on after a recommendation from somebody in your chat.
Yes,
that was something else, and that's nice to have folks in your chat that like you enough to keep promoting you like that. So good on you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm really happy. Like, I think I actually got a message from the same person that had reached out to you.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess like they kind of were like, okay, just in case they reach out to the streamer, I don't want them to be like, oh, what the heck, how'd they find me? And so they wanted to give me a heads up, which I appreciate. But
that's a good idea.
It's really sweet.
Most people, when they get emails from crazy old men, they just kind of delete it and go on their way, or report me to the police. But that doesn't work. I work for the police station.
Oh, jeez.
Stories. How long have you been on the VTube scene?
I'd say technically I've been around for about 3 years, but I didn't call myself a VTuber until around September of 2021. Before then, the reason I started making content as Stories of Stars was because there was this Japanese multimedia band boy project that I really wanted to talk about and tell more people about, because it was very niche at the time, and still kind of is. So I just made like a 50-minute long video, as one does, and then it just kind of went from there. I started making a few other videos just in regards to the project, and then when I finally got a computer that could actually use OBS and not implode on itself, that's when I did my very first stream.
Yeah, so you knew about VTubers, you just didn't have the equipment or anything yet.
Yeah, so like back in the day before VTubing or anything, I did some cover songs once upon a time. So I was a bit familiar with like streaming-ish, but that was back in the day when YouTube had its like own streaming software where it's like, oh, you could just stream through YouTube instead of having to use like an external like OBS or anything like that.
Right.
And I didn't know how to use OBS, so I just used that, and it was the quality was something to be desired, but it worked for the time.
So are you saying that somewhere in the YouTube vaults there are covers that you did that are online?
Maybe, but they're not under my name. They're not under Stories of Stars, and I will never tell. I will never disclose what they are. They're fair for archival purposes and archival purposes only.
So there you go. There you go. If anybody out there is listening, that's a task for you. We must find them. We must know.
No, don't. Appreciate them from a distance, but don't bring them to my attention. I will just cringe internally.
But you know, you've obviously got a great voice. I mean, that's obvious. But
thank you.
When did you decide you wanted to do this type of thing, going online, streaming it? I know you had a big influence about the boy band project, but still, that doesn't mean everybody who likes that's going to turn on a microphone and start talking.
Right. Yeah, and it's kind of funny because for the longest time, I've never really been much of like a conversationalist or a talker. Like, especially in real life, I'll like say something and then I'll be like, where do I go from here? Oh no, the conversation's moved past. Oh no, what do I do? They're talking to other people. Oh no, like it's a skill that I am gradually building. But I guess what it was I don't think I can say I don't think I can say who or which company had reached out to me, but there was a company that had reached out to me even before I uploaded like the video about the Band Boy project, before I started streaming, before anything like that.
Yeah.
They found me through like another channel and they were like, hey, we would like you to potentially audition for the first generation of our our company. And I was like, what? So obviously I didn't get in. But from that point, I thought, hey, if some random person who barely knows me took a look at what I was able to do and think, hey, they have some potential to do this as a VTuber under this company, maybe I should give it a shot myself. And then I kind of had this idea that I wanted to like that was when I was starting to really get into VTubers as well. Like 2020 was when I started like looking more into it. Like back to the boy band project. They did this collaboration, or like there was a whole like stream weekend or whatever, because there was supposed to be like a real life event, then it got canceled because of the vid, but they did a bunch of like streams in collaboration with like Hololive members, Hololive, Hollow Stars, and the one that I was interested in, the boy band project game, there was a Hollow Stars member that was presenting alongside them, and I was like, what the heck is this? And then I looked into it more, found out what Hollow Stars was, and then that's when I discovered what Hololive Myth was, Hololive English's first generation, and then it just kind of went on from there. So at that point, I kind of knew about VTubers and streamers, but it wasn't until I got that message saying they wanted me to be part of like their company that I actually thought, I kind of want to try doing this myself.
So what happened was you kind of looked into the hole, and the hole reached up and grabbed you.
Yeah. And then there was also like a life-changing event that kind of happened to me. Not really like that dramatic, but basically what happened was I thought I was going to go back to school. I was going to be in a, what was it, like a media arts program. I did get into this program, and I decided, because my old laptop was on the verge of exploding, got a new MacBook for this university college program, not intended for streaming, but I figured I could like maybe try streaming on the side. I quit my job so I could go full-time back to school. Then I dropped out of the program about less than a week later because there was a lot of like mishandlings on like how everything like went down. Basically, like I was having like a mental breakdown by like Saturday. I was like, I can't do this. So dropped out of the program, had no job. I was basically just like sitting there like, what do I do with my life? Just crying in bed. And my mom's just like, what are you, like, she was like, obviously like she was very concerned about me and stuff. And she was like, well, what's your next move? What are you going to do? And then I thought about it, and I was like, I want to try being a VTuber. And then she just looks at me. She's like, what?
What?
You want to be a what? Now, obviously, that's a very bonkers thing to say, despite everything going on.
Right, yeah.
But I'd say in the last, 2.5, 3 years, I've maybe proven myself a little bit to my parents. Like, they know what I do. They ask me about it. They're kind of, they get excited for me when I like tell them about like milestones, if I remember to tell them, because my brain is like, oh yeah, I'll tell them about that tomorrow. And then like 5 weeks pass by and I'm like, did I tell them that thing?
Well, then you worry about telling them, because maybe I've already told them and I don't want to be bragging, and I don't want to, and you just like go on to the next one. But have you proven it to yourself?
I feel like in a way I have, but there's also still a lot more that I have to prove to myself, I think. Like I feel like I could never imagine myself being in this situation that I am right now, with the love and support from my community and just the way that I've grown from my streaming. But I feel like there's so much more that I can and want to improve on, and I just got to keep going forward.
No, I think that's a good attitude to have. Have you got any big plans coming up here for anything major on the channel?
Potentially.
Wow.
I'm gonna keep it maybe a little on the hush hush side, but
no,
there might be something coming up in the next year or so. We'll see.
Oh, well, let us know so we can promote it. Okay, we can get on there for it. But the fact that you came in, that you were kind of dragged into it, and then kind of not just accepted it, but adopted and adapted and went into it full blast, means to me that you're still doing it after this time. It's become a big part of your life.
Oh, for sure. Like, I remember in those, like, especially like those first few weeks when I still didn't have anything else to do, I would stream like consistently at least 4 or 5 times a week. Despite having no idea what exactly I was doing, I just kind of went in. My mic quality was like absolute crap because for whatever reason, I didn't realize that XLR cables are different for like different things. So I
Right.
bought an XLR cable that was not meant for a microphone, and my audio sounded crispy as all heck.
Mm, yes.
I had a static PNG in the corner. I made all of like the background and like loading assets and everything myself. I basically just kind of scrounged everything up and was like, this is what I have. Let's go. But I feel like a really big part of like what kind of kept me going, besides just like my own passion, sheer will, was one of my very first streams. It took off in like not in like an astronomical way,
Yeah.
but for me at that time with less than what, like 100, 200 subscribers at the time,
Hmm.
to get such, not just like views and watch hours and whatever, but just such a response from people that were subscribed to me, people that just found me, that were just like, oh my gosh, the way that like you played this game and the way that you like reacted to the story and the way
Right.
that you just kind of like went through the entire thing. Like I still go back and read comments from that archive, because it filled me with such like a, I don't know. It felt so,
Got the wind beneath your wings kind of thing.
yeah, like it just it just made me happy.
Mm.
Like the fact that such a small channel of mine could somehow reach people that didn't even know I exist.
Oh,
But
yeah.
we all connected together because of this one emotional story. The game was that I played was called Imposter Factory. It's from the To the Moon series,
Okay.
and I absolutely love the game series. So when they came out with the third game, I was like, okay, whatever I was doing on Thursday, that's not happening anymore. We're playing this game, and yeah, there we go.
So, why did that game
That's history.
resonate? Why did that game resonate with you so much, you think?
Um, I don't know. Like, I know like stories in general, especially if they're like very like character driven,
Mm.
emotionally driven,
Mm.
they will always have a good place in my heart, and I will always cry.
Ah,
That's another thing I'm really known for, is
oh
just
no.
crying.
Oh no.
Because I get very emotionally invested in things, and if things like resonate with me in such a way that like I'm brought to tears, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna like hide it. I'm just gonna like, I'm gonna let it. I'm just gonna cry.
Napkins, Kleenex always at the ready for the stream.
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah. Well, that type of passion, really, it is a passion in a way. And it will drive people to come back. I've said it to so many people, and I'll keep doing it, that it's not necessarily the games you're playing, although that might draw people in. It's the person playing the games, the character,
Mhm.
and the personality. And obviously, you've hit a note with a good bunch of people.
Yeah, I'd say so. Like a lot of the games that I play, like they're very chill. Like I don't play a lot of like high action shooters or like
Yeah.
sports games or anything like super like involved like that. That's mostly just because I literally can't. I have very bad motion sickness.
Oh yeah.
So even things like Minecraft, I've never played Minecraft because even just watching it makes me so nauseous.
Oh
I can't even play it,
Yeah.
let alone like I tried playing Apex once, mistake.
Yay.
I've tried playing a few other games. There was one game, I can't remember what it's called. Lethal Company. I tried playing Lethal Company, played for 30 minutes, and then I had to lie down for like 2.5 hours
Oh,
because I just
my.
felt so ill.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
bad. So a lot of games I have to be like, the first thing I'm like, okay, can I actually play this?
Hmm.
Because if I can't, then it's like there's no point. But then lots of the games I end up choosing, they're very much like text-based, like visual novels or
Mhm.
like RPG style or like pixel games, things
Right.
like that.
At least
Things
some-
that don't have a lot of emotion,
Uh,
but they have like a lot of story and a lot of like interactivity, things like that. And sometimes I feel like that even though like I'm choosing these games is because mostly because like I can't actually play them. I feel like sometimes like what would be different if I could actually play like Valorant or something like that? Like would I draw in a bigger crowd? But then I'm like, but okay, if I did play those games,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have the same community that I have today.
No,
Not
you
that would be
wouldn't.
bad, but I love the community the way that it is right now
Yeah.
and the way that I want to grow it. So
Yeah. If you play
I'm content with that.
those games now, you're just gonna get a bunch of people who want to watch you get sick.
Yeah, honestly.
I mean,
I played Mario Kart once on for about an hour and then I think for like the last like 20 minutes I had to just like sit down and be like, "Okay,
uh,
hold on." I did
yeah.
one cup and I was like, "I can't do this anymore.
Mm.
I gotta
But
go."
I mean, you got through one. I mean, that's pretty good.
I did. I got through one and then I
Yeah.
was like, "I can't. Nope."
And now we're going to have an ASMR stream of me just laying down and being.
Yeah, actually, people would be very, very interested in that. I did an April Fool's stream recently where I just had a pre-recorded loop of me sleeping, and I let that run for about 10 hours, and it got more views than I was expecting. Everyone was very happy. There was still a lot of chatting going on as that happened. People have been asking, like, legitimately for a sleep stream, and I'm like, why? So I gave it to them.
Yeah. Hey, what do the people want? You're a person of the people. Let's get.
I guess,
Yeah.
yeah.
So so obviously with this problem, first person type games are out of the question more than likely. Um,
Yeah.
are overhead view type games problems, or Mario Kart is semi first person. Uh,
Yeah.
so our game like a Stardew Valley, that's okay.
Yeah, Stardew Valley is way okay.
Uh,
Like it's actually one of my favorite games. I think it's the game I played the most on my channel.
well, it's definitely the game I played the most. I've got over
Oh
30
yeah.
save files.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I've been playing it for a
I
long
just have
time.
like one, but I have a lot of hours plugged into it. I'm very dedicated to my one farm.
Oh, I've played it every way. I have not played the new update because I'm scared that I will be attached to it and not be able to get anything else done in my life. Um,
Oh no.
so, but there's entire months on there. I'm sure that I've played.
Oh,
I've cheated every way. I've put in everything into it. So,
excellent.
and even now, if I turned it on, I just keep playing it, and so I'm trying to stay away from it as much as possible. So,
Hmm.
with those games, the games that you can play, people are enjoying, obviously, watching you do it.
Hmm.
What else would you like to do on stream with this round that you haven't done yet?
Well, I keep talking about it, but I haven't actually set it up to do so. But I would absolutely love to do like a cooking stream, like a
Hmm.
proper cooking stream where I'm making something and then I get to show everybody the process, how I mess it up by accidentally reading something wrong, and then showing it off and all that. I did like a cookie baking stream, but I don't really count that because like I just used like prepackaged like cookie mix and stuff and I just dumped it in a bowl and was like they're done.
That,
But
that's
I want to
that's
do like a proper like meal of cooking or baking bread. I
that's
want to
like
bake bread. I don't know how that's going to work because you have to like let it rise. You have
yeah.
to just like let it sit for an hour. What am I going to do for an hour? We're just going to watch bread rise.
Then
But I
watch.
feel like some people would enjoy that anyways
That's when you
and
take
then
the.
again people can see how I mess up bread.
So I mean, folks watched you sleeping. You know, you can always take a nap.
That's true.
And,
Yeah,
well,
that's true. Yeah, we could have like a mid bread session nap, and then we'll come back and be like, "Hey, it's done by the movie magic. It's all risen. Woohoo!"
the uh oh heck, I lost my train of thought, but that happens a lot.
Oh, no worries.
Really the fact that your audience, your chat, has responded so well to the things that you put on, um, means that they definitely are coming back for you, and that's got to feel really
Hmm.
good.
Oh yeah, like as someone who previously and still does to a certain extent has some like self-esteem, a little bit of self-worth issues. The fact that people like me for the silly little guy that I am, it I really do appreciate it.
Mm,
And they're not shy in telling me that.
yeah.
Sometimes with like a little insult snuck in there, like a little tickle and a slap sort of thing. But
Hmm.
no, they're very my community is very caring and kind and genuine. And I'm just like, how did you guys find your way to me? I'm so grateful. Thank you.
So I got another question for you because your voice is excellent.
Oh, thank you.
What about something like voice acting or anything like that? Have you been approached or have you tried something along those lines?
Well, I should I say this? I
Mm.
guess mm,
Hmm.
let's just say under a different alias, I have done some freelance voice acting work.
Mm.
I've been a little lazy in the last few years, but yes, I have done some voice acting stuff. Actually, I went to school. I went to college, university for theater.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's a little bit in my history,
Yeah.
and I've just kind of tried doing like voice acting stuff over the years just because I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Like once I realized what voice acting actually was, I was like, oh my gosh, I want to try this.
Yeah.
So
It's
it's still a little bit of a dream of mine. Like I would love to get like a demo reel for myself under Stories of Stars and like see if I can make that go anywhere. But yeah,
well,
that'd be kind of cool.
if I was still in radio hiring people to take jobs at nearly below minimum wage, I would hire you,
Oh, thank you.
and you would
I
hate me for
appreciate
the
that.
rest of your life. Why did you do that? I could have made money in another job. Uh,
Yeah.
but people like me who did radio for a long period of time, we're jealous of voice actors. Um,
Oh, really?
yeah, oh yeah, because like you guys get to actually use your voice for things other than reading the news. Or yeah,
Mm.
and the most we've done is maybe a local commercial for something. Um,
Okay.
but people also have to realize just because you have a decent voice doesn't mean you can be a voice actor. You
Mm-hmm.
also have to act,
Yes.
and not just
Yes. I'd say in even some instances, and I think others have said this before, like voice acting even can be like harder than just regular acting
mm,
because you don't have those same visual cues to go off of.
mm-hmm,
So you really have to like emphasize it in the voice, like what the character is feeling or
mm,
what they're like repressing and what's going on in the situation, how it reflects their character, yada, 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 that sort of thing. So it like honestly like I love it when people like try their hand out at voice acting, but it's I guess it's just those people that are like, oh yeah, voice acting's easy, you just have to like sound good behind a microphone. It's
yeah.
like, while
Um,
that may be maybe a small portion of it, it's not the entire story. And
it,
there's a reason why people keep saying they want real voice actors and not Chris Pratt in everything.
yeah, yeah. Everything sounds like Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
It, see, I could never do actual different voices for any period of time. It's my problem. I maybe could do a voice once, but I'd never catch it a second time. And people who
Yeah.
do,
I think like there's also another misconception that you have to have like a character voice.
uh
But there's a lot of successful voice actors that they use like a voice that's very similar to their own,
hmm
but it's just their passion and like what they do behind their voice that drives the character, and they see success that way as well. There's different ways to approach voice acting and not just having to do like cartoony impressions. That's obviously a part of it,
yeah,
but there's another part that's just like you can just use your own voice, act the way that you are, kind of like a stage actor, and
hmm
then yeah, that's how
yeah.
you find success.
Well, if somebody needs a sleepy old man, they I'm that guy. I could do that for you.
Hey, I mean that can be a very important character sometimes. Like they got the wisdom, they got the comedic timing. Like there's a lot to go there.
Yeah, but I don't have either the wisdom or the comedic timing. I do have the sleepy
That's
and
what the
old.
lines are
I have the sleepy and old down pat, but
for.
so what have you got? I mean, what is your ultimate goal with the channel right now? I mean, you're going in a great direction. You got some things in the works. What do you want to do with it when it's all said and done?
That's a good question. because I'm very bad at planning ahead. Like the fact that I even have something in the works right now, planning ahead for like a year is saying a lot for me. But I feel like I like to take things like a day at a time
Mhm,
and just focus on like what I do at the moment.
mhm.
And which I feel like I maybe should plan a little bit ahead because I'll be like doing something like, oh, I should have done this thing. Like I could have done that like as like a funny bit, or like I could have added in this asset or something, something, something. But I guess like my if I had to say like if I have like a long-term goal, it's just to do this for as long as I can and just have fun with it.
Yeah, well, that's a great way to do it, and the fact that you're having fun with it and entertaining other people is pretty amazing. And
Hmm.
and people that are on the other side of the planet standing upside down from you.
Yeah.
I mean, that even when you were younger and you're doing, getting up on stage doing theater, trying to get theater stuff, did you think you would be ever trying to entertain people who were on the other side of the planet?
Mm, Probably not. Like maybe like indirectly, like if I did get like some kind of like niche acting job and
Mm,
then like some person across the world's like, "Oh, hey, look at that actor person and that niche thing. I like you." But I wouldn't have any idea.
mm.
Like maybe in that sort of way, but definitely not like, communicating like on a consistent basis through live streaming for people all across the world. I
Yeah.
never would have thought that would happen.
Well, I mean, 20 years ago it couldn't have, and
Well, that's true, yeah.
and but now that it seems like this has come along at the right time for you. You stepped in the right hole, and you fit.
Mhm.
So it really has it's like it was made for you, and you were made for it at this point. And has that always been the case? Have you since you got restarted as VTubing? Has there ever been a point where you said, "I'm not comfortable doing this anymore"?
Mm, I don't think so. Like I feel like as far as like the way I do VTubing,
Hmm.
I am someone that wears their heart on their sleeve. If
Mm.
I don't like doing something, it's very easy to tell. If I'm not having fun, it's very easy to tell. So the way I go about it is I'm just gonna do things how I want to do them, and we'll just go from there. If something is not to my liking, um, I will see what I can do to change it. Sometimes it's out of my control. Sometimes it's within my control, but regardless of that, I notice that it's something that I don't want to do or something that I'm not comfortable with. And then I'm like, okay, I'm not going to interact with that specific thing.
Mm.
Let's just move on and just continue what I like to do. Cause that's just how I enjoy myself. If I'm not having fun despite, doing all of these things, I will find that I'm not gonna do it. So
Yeah, I mean, if you're not having fun and enjoying yourself, your audience probably isn't either, really. Yeah,
yes,
even
no,
even
for sure.
even if
Like
you're dying
they're
every
very
step.
perceptive when I'm like not really enjoying myself. Like they'll notice something's off.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
want to make sure that I'm presenting my best self to them.
Well, certainly anybody who has seen a stream of yours knows that to be the case. We're going to be giving the folks links to how to get to your stream. Do you have a schedule up?
The last schedule that I have is actually from last month. So I recently moved and I wanted to start streaming again like first week of June. But I've been having some issues with connecting my PC to internet. So
Mm.
I'm currently on an extended hiatus.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping soon I'll be able to get back to streaming, and then from there I'll be able to put up a new schedule and we'll have some more fun.
Yeah, well, I hope so, because obviously a very entertaining person and a great person to talk to. I do appreciate you
Aw,
coming
thank
on.
you.
It's nice to
You
meet
as
you.
well.
And once you get some things going, you get up to that big project coming up, come back so
Hmm.
we can do a preview for it, because I want to be first. First. on the right under the video. I want my name to be first,
Okay.
but we'll talk about it, and
Bet.
we'll help things going with it. Thanks to the person who told me about you, and
Yeah.
thank you for actually answering the old man's emails.
Not a problem. It was actually a goal of mine this year to get interviewed. So I'm
Well,
really happy that I can check this one go off.
well, at least I can give you that, if nothing else.
Yeah.
But this will be coming up real soon. Again, check out when they're ready to go. Stories, new stuff. Check out what Stories already has up, and you will enjoy yourself for certain. Thanks so much for
Yeah.
coming on, and we will get you on again real soon, hopefully. Okay?
Sounds like a plan.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.